Hello, it's Bob and Kathy from Up Trail 71. We're back for another adventure. This time it'll be Grand Island, next to Pictured Rocks. It's been about 6 years since we've been here last. We had our little dog with us, and of course we lost our little dog about a week ago or so. So that was a very sad time for us. He liked going backpacking with us. Then I think about maybe 6 or 7 years ago we also did the entire loop, and that's what we'll be doing for this trip. We'll be camping at Gull Point tonight. First we're going to check out this visitor center. That's kind of cool. It's an old boat, possibly a lifeboat, I'm not sure. It's got some information in here. Kind of neat. It's called Grand Island. We've now come up to our first junction. Rest Rim Trail still left. We'll be coming back tomorrow from in that direction. And we could go that direction we want to right now because Gull Point's 9 miles. But we're doing this in the opposite direction, counterclockwise. So we'll have about 12 more miles to go to get to the campsite. That way it's only 9 miles back tomorrow morning because we have to catch a ferry by 3 o'clock, and that's the last one. Next we'll check out this stone quarry cabin. This cabin was built in the 1800s and is restored between 1998 and 2000. And this is what it looks like today. We'll get a closer look.
Situated. Yeah. He was becoming
The old fireplace.
Because somebody left stuff out, of course.
Oh,
yeah. That fireplace in the pot holder, that was made by the first white settler that came to the island.
Oh wow.
His name was Abraham Williams. He was a blacksmith.
Oh, cool.
Pretty cool.
Well, that was cool checking out that old cabin. They have bus tours around this island. That nice lady let us inside because they usually have the door locked. And it is a beautiful day out. Just check the temperature on a little thermometer on my pack. 70 degrees. So that's perfect hiking temperatures, and we're starting to get some fall colors now because it's getting in near later part of September. And we still got a few miles yet to our campsite. At least 8 miles. Now we're going to check out this old cemetery from the original settlers. Just reading this. The first burial was a 16-year-old son back in, looks like 1852.
There are still burials here today. Billy Powell was buried. Two of their kids to the island, and a storm came in. And they found the pieces of the boat, but never found any.
That was nice visiting that old cemetery. Now there are a few residential cabins on the south side of this island, and a few of them are still occupied. But most of the Grand Island is owned by the federal government. So this is all federal land, the majority. And we just see some power lines over by that residential cabins. So there's very few of them. And it's kind of neat, we've been running into this bus tour the last couple times. That lady is very nice. She's discussing a lot of the history of this area. And a lot of these trails here on Grand Island, you'll notice are roads like this. You'll get some more different areas where the roads are not used very much. Just mostly on the south side island you'll see them where the bus tours will take people. But the north end of the island is going to be very cool. Can't wait to get up that area with all the cliffs. I'll make our next little quick stop, Duck Lake. Now I remember the first time we hiked this loop on the island, we went the opposite direction and we ended up camping right on Duck Lake here. Back when dispersed camping was still legal. I'm not sure if you still can do that. But we found a nice little spot just on the other side of the lake over there. Ended up being about a 19-mile day. Yeah, this is nice. You see we're starting to get some fall colors. Nice little lake. Talks about the two islands becoming one at one time. And then we camped that time. Must have been at least 6 years ago. It was right over there, just in the woods. Now we should be coming up to Trout Bay Overlook. We'll go check out the views from over here. It's definitely windy here. You can see the leaves blowing. We're just gonna drop our packs here real quick. Eat this beef stick for a quick lunch. And check out the nice views. This will be Murray Bay. And Cobble Cove campsite should be over there somewhere. And that's still part of Grand Island. But if you look to the left a little further, you can see pictured rocks. Alright, we made it to another junction and we're going to continue on the East Road, which falls along the lake. We've been on this East Trail for about maybe a mile so far. It's nice. It's up on the cliffs. Lake Superior is right there. It's kind of hard to see through the trees, but you get a nice breeze off the lake. Not going to be a whole lot for views up until we get more to the northern part. And then it's going to be amazing up there. The views are awesome. I can't wait to see that. Especially on a nice day like today. Just came up this little opening. Of course, you always got to be careful by these ledges. It's a long ways up right in here. You're over 100 feet. You get some views of pictured rocks in the background. Looks like we're getting closer to the north end. Caution sign for the cliffs. If I remember correct, there's a nice spot for some cliff views right over here. So we're going to take a look. Wow, this is a beautiful area. We got a little cove right there, almost like a cave. Now we're starting to get some nice views. We just made it to the northeast point. Of course, caution for the cliffs. And I remember some extremely nice views over here. So we're excited to see that. It's been a good 6 years since the last time we were here, so who knows, it might look a little different. And it's almost no wind over here. It's really nice. Well, what do you think of the views from here? And the beach is over there. There's a lighthouse. And we have some cool rock formations on this end. This is so beautiful. And like I've said in other videos from Pictured Rocks, look at that water. It's almost tropical looking. Well, we still have about 2.5 miles to the campsite, so we'll be getting back on the trail. I'm not sure what those berries are going alongside that cliff. Could be mountain ash. Now I'm passing by the Freighter View campsite. Be just in the woods back there. Right next to that spot where we just had the awesome views. Well, this is a nice spot for some views. And look at that rock. It almost looks like Castle Rock. And you see that rock in the background with that arch in it. And now we come up to the beach. This is one of our favorite spots. It is beautiful. And a lot less people here. You'll see a handful of people, but nothing like the beach at Pictured Rocks. You get nice cliffs. And those are cliffs that we were just on a little while ago. And of course another view of that cool rock formation. There we filtered some extra water. Talked to some guys that camped in this area. They said very little for a water source up on the cliffs. And our campsite will be somewhere up on the cliffs on the other side. So now very soon we'll be hitting the trail again. Got about just a little under 2 miles to the campsite. And I'm not sure what kind of fungus this is. And you can actually see it's growing on this old birch log buried in the sand. And this will be the bridge that crosses the stream next to the beach. Looks like she's still trying to get some of the sand off her feet. It's not the cleanest looking river. Still a good water source. I think it's just more of a murky look to it. That's just some information on this old bridge. Actually, you can see the original bridge was wider. It had concrete pillars. They just added this years later, the small metal bridge. And then we get greeted with this nice view. Looks like part of this cliff that caved in, collapsed. There's that boat we saw before, and the beach is back there. Oh, it's just beautiful. And it looks like we made it to our campsite, Gull Point. And it'll be just back in the woods somewhere in there. Wow, this is awesome. Yeah, it looks like a new picnic table, fire ring, some seating benches. And we'll have to see if we can get some views over here somewhere. I'm not sure where the tent will go. Pretty much go anywhere. Could go right there if you want. Or anywhere in the woods here. And you got little warning signs for bear. And speaking of bear, I was reading on their website, they do have a bear alert. There's a higher than usual number of bear sightings on this island. Of course, there's a lot of people. This island has been very busy. Picture Rocks for the last few years. They set record attendance, so of course you're going to have more bear sightings. We're just starting to set up the tent. Yes, tent again. Just so simple. First we're going to take a little quick look around here. Just a little ways from the campsite is where we'll find a bear pole. It looks like they got a latrine in the woods. A couple pieces of firewood. There's a little privacy for it. That's a nice bear pole. Well, for the most part, we got everything all set up for our Z-Packs tent. We'll just have to do a little adjusting on the inside and maybe a couple of minor adjustments on the outside, but overall it looks good. Now let's take a quick look around this campsite. See how close we are to the cliff. You can hear the waves crashing. And I believe that this campsite is at least 150 feet above the water, if not closer to 200 feet. And we'll soon find one. I see plenty of squirrels around here. They're starting to get to the opening. The lake is going to be just over here. Besides that massive tree. Of course it's dead. It's broke off on the top. But this is what we're looking for. The lake view. And it is beautiful. Not a whole lot for cliff views right here. Maybe when I go around the corner. But you can't beat the lake. Of course, a possible sunset. I'll have to try to find a little better. There's some cliffs over here. Now I'm going to take a walk over just about maybe 75 feet through the woods here, and looks like there should be another opening. See what kind of views we get. Got a nice fire going. Then that fire pit has a grilling rack on it, or we'll most likely heat up our water with it. And make our dinner soon. Looks like a lasagna for tonight for myself. And as far as the sunset, I'm guessing about maybe an hour from now. Should be in that direction. I should see if there's any cliff views over there. And this is on the other side of Bear Pole. Wow, what a nice spot for sunset. I'm not sure if we get it tonight with these clouds. See a tour boat down there. Wave to him. And there's some nice cliffs right around by our campsite. This is the best spot so far in this area, a Gull Point. And look at the views over here. Wow. This is really cool. Look how beautiful this is. The nice thing about having this grate over the fire pit, I'm heating up my water without using any fuel. Now it's time for my lasagna. Now we're just kicking back for a little while. We'll enjoy our nice warm fire. And in a little while here we're going to be jumping in bed, and we'll see you tomorrow. Good night. Good morning everyone. It's about 7:30 right now. We're starting to wake up, as you can tell. We'll go get our bear bags off the bear pole. Bear pole system's nice. It's very easy to hang. I'll show you real quick on this one. I'll bring our bear bags and garbage bag back over to this nice picnic table area. As you can see, we have a small fire going yet. We'll make sure that's out before we leave. As you can see, we're heating up our water over the fire. And just another one of our same old boring meals. Breakfast skillet. Right now we're going to take a look at the cliffs and see what kind of views we have this morning. Yeah, it's a nice morning. It's a little hazy. Overall, lake is calm. We've got the beautiful cliffs over there. Well, soon we'll start breaking down our tent. First we're going to eat some breakfast, and slept very good last night. It's 54 degrees. Of course we had plenty of warm quilts. We grabbed our 20-degree quilts again. So we stayed plenty warm. I actually only just laid this on top of me last night, and that felt good. As you can see, we have everything all packed up now. It's all nice and clean around the campsite area. The fire is out, and we'll be getting on a trail. This will be about a 9-mile hike back to the boat dock area to catch the ferry. And the last ferry runs out at, for this time of the year, around 4 o'clock Eastern time. We have plenty of time. I think it's only about maybe 8 o'clock or 8:30, something like that. Now we made up to the Gull Creek bridge. This, as you can tell, is a very old bridge. It's actually closed. Still safe enough for hiking. They just don't want anybody driving over it with any vehicles. It's high up here. And this bridge is
gonna climb down.
Right. This bridge is over 100 years old. They actually used horse and buggies at one time, I was reading.
Pretty cool.
A very short distance from our campsite, we're actually coming up to this overlook. And there's some benches. I remember 6-7 years ago when we first hiked this loop. We sat here and we ate our lunch with these really nice views. And that's where our campsite is. Right over there. Nice. Alright, here we come up to another viewing area. And wow, look at that cliff. It's carved out almost perfect. Perfectly. I see some of these berries on the trail. Of course, I remember Robbie talking about these at Pictured Rocks, and they are definitely poisonous. I can't remember the name of them.
Ghost eyes or snake berries.
I'm not really sure. So those are definitely not edible. Well, they can be edible like you said once.
Anything's edible once, as Andrew would say.
Yeah. Well, since we come up to another viewing area, have to check it out. Yeah, this is nice. A lot of beautiful cliffs around here. This north end of the island and the western end is where you get most of the views. This is a really, really nice. Look at the moss on the ground right there.
Ooh, those biting flies.
Well, there's a few biting flies out today.
Yeah.
Okay guys, I had to stop one more time for another view. Just look at the way this cliff slides down. It's really cool. So beautiful along this trail. Oh, that's beautiful. I know we make a lot of little stops to check out these cliffs, but you have to. It's just amazing around this part of the island. Most of the island doesn't have a whole lot for views, but this is definitely worth it on this end. As far as the campsites go, we're at Gull Point, Preservation Point. It's not very far from there. There's very few water sources, at least this time of the year. It's been dry, so we stocked up on water at that beach. And that was about maybe 1.5 miles from the campsite.
Center road goes across the
And
lake.
yeah, we're coming up to a little junction here. Looks like you can cut across if you wanted to right there. There's a trail, but we'll continue following along the lake shore. Yeah, I know. It's all the same, sort of. But look how nice this is. This is the other side. We just met up some guys. They recognize us from YouTube. And we still got a few miles to go. I would guess about, what, maybe, I think, oh, we saw a sign back a little ways ago. So I think we're about 8 miles yet to hike. Some cool rock formations along this trail. Like I said before and earlier in the video, these trails are extremely easy hiking. This part of the trail, we've been going uphill for at least 1 mile now. It's a little washed out right here.
You know, maybe we should plant trees along our driveway at home. Just saying.
Yeah, just like this. Of course, we're going to have to stop and check out this west overlook. We actually gained a decent amount of elevation. I think we're almost 300 feet above the water. Got a little sitting bench. And you can see, okay, it must be part of Grand Island over there. No, it's a separate island. Oh, that's cool. I have no idea what the name of it is. You can see it's got some cliffs on it. Yeah, that's kind of nice. Now we have some cliffs down there. And like my wife pointed out, there's another little island just out there. And right along the trail, this is some kind of a lodge. I'm not sure if it's still in use today or if it's just a historical site. But it's definitely nice right on the lake. Okay, we'll go down to Mather Beach and filter some water. We still got a few miles to go yet to the ferry dock. Well, it looks like this area is closed. Part of it got washed out. I don't see a big deal. We can easily go down there, but we'll find a different spot.
Yeah, you don't have that far to go.
Okay, we come up to Waterfall Beach. Maybe this will be open. I don't see anything blocking the stairs yet. It's a nice little spot. They have a lookout. There's quite a few steps down here. It looks like we should be able to make it. Well, I don't see a waterfall anywhere. I think it was right over here. And that little stream must be all dried up. Still a cool area. I'm gonna grab some water from Lake Superior, filter it. I filtered the water, mixed up some of this lemon lime Gatorade. Gives a little taste. And look what Kathy spotted over here. Little bird nest. And somebody found some little rocks to make for like eggs. That's kind of neat. Well, we'll be getting back on trail very soon. Three more miles. So we're getting closer.
The other side of it.
And the final stretch of this trail. Get some nice fall colors. Nice canopy. We're right next to Lake Superior. Getting a nice breeze off the lake. And of course, the temperature right now, might as well say it's very nice. We'll be getting near 70 today. I think right now it's in the upper 60s. And we come up to our final junction. Of course, we just finished the West Trail. And it shows the ferry docks to the right. Only a couple tenths of a mile. Okay. Well, this just about completes another nice backpacking trip. We have beautiful weather on Grand Island. This is next to Pictured Rocks. Ferry ride was nice. It's about a half mile or a little over to the island. And of course we have to catch the ferry here in about 10 minutes. Otherwise we'll have to wait another hour.
If Bob doesn't make us late, that is.
Right, by filming. But this was a nice, just over 20-mile loop. Our campsite was awesome. Boy, that was nice. But Gull Point, I'd highly recommend that one, but make sure you have water. And you do get a little bit of cell service out there. About maybe 70% of the island you will find cell service. So anyway, we'll catch you on next adventure, and thanks for watching Up Trail 71.